Great. Great. Yo, remember that Kamasi that we're doing interview? They're bringing back so much that band.
Seven Warriors. Seven Warriors, thank you for getting quiet. Thank you for starting our warm up. You guys have one more minute.
Oye, están de chistosos, ¿sabes? Es que me están haciendo una pregunta.
Okay, guys, thank you. Press hand in on your warm up, please. So let's press hand in, and then we're going to focus our attention on the front board. Thank you. Nathan, can you read our key concept for today, please?
Whenever something moves or changes, it is
Thank you.
Good.
So remember, we are investigating how do you know something has energy. So today you guys will do another sorting activity to show your ideas about energy. So you'll drag objects into the bin to show whether you can see evidence of energy or not. So for instance, this image here shows a fan moving. And we learned from our key concept and definition that energy is the ability to make things move or change. And this movement that says fan spinning is evidence that you can see the fan has energy. So it will be placed in the side that says I can see evidence of energy. So you will do, this is activity 2. You will do activity 2 with your partner. So as you are sorting, please explain to your partner why you placed each object in the bin that you placed it with. Megan, can you repeat the directions back? Nice and loud. I know you speak louder than that.
The element of energy, and then you're gonna be like sorting stuff with your partner and how to experience them. Why you?
Hold on, we're gonna be sorting what?
You're gonna be sorting.
Did you say stuff? Do we use stuff in here?
Science words.
What objects?
You're gonna be sorting the objects into the bins and different places, and you're gonna be explaining with your partner on why you guys are taking it.
Okay, thank you, Megan. So we're gonna have 4 minutes to do that with our partners right now.
It's always going ahead. Like, you see, this is why.
So you guys can begin. So that means I should get every group discussing their sorting tools.
FN, water farming energy.
Thank you, Megan's group, for discussing. I'm waiting for everyone else to get on the task.
Light from a flashlight.
Thank you, this group, for starting to discuss.
The group in the back is discussing.
Yeah, let me come around this way. Have a seat. You have. Open up your door. It's not an option. Thank you. Yes, Megan. Not sure about these two.
El balón pues no se está moviendo, no, porque no estamos
Yeah.
el balón, sí, porque no, el balón se quiere parar, pues sí, o sea, como que la patada está en el movimiento, eso es.
Guys, have about 1 more minute to finish up.
La agua sí, porque está en movimiento con la
Focusing on things that are moving, right? And changing. That's what you
mis ojos, pero también está en movimiento como tienen el porque sí, Evelyn, pero si no tuviera energía, ¿cómo hubiera prendido la luz? ¿Ya está? O sea, yo sé que tiene energía, pero usted dijo que la energía es todo lo que se mueve.
Lo que produce movimiento.
Y eso produce movimiento.
Please make sure we hand in when we're done.
La comida también, ¿no? Porque eso le da la energía a las moléculas. La comida igual.
La gasolina le da energía al carro.
Una persona montando esa esto también puede llamar la cosa. La
Alright guys, thank you for discussing. Eyes up. Good job, Jason. Alright, so let's go over the activity and what you guys discussed and sort it in your groups. So let's think about this flying soccer ball, the soccer ball flying through the air. So by raising your hand, who can tell me which bin did you place the flying soccer ball in and why? Go ahead, Megan.
Alright, so basically, I was gonna fly a soccer ball and energy like I can see energy because you're using the energy from your feet to kick the soccer ball.
Okay.
So once your soccer ball it starts using the energy that you gave it to move.
Okay, thank you, Megan. Alright, which other objects did we place in the I can see evidence of energy? Let's move. Go ahead, Ryan. Say it again. Why did you place food and I can see evidence of energy?
Because when you eat food, it gives you cells.
No.
Say it again. It gives you what? When you eat food, it gives you energy. Okay, you want to add on something to that, Megan? Okay. So this is something that we learned in our previous unit. We get molecules from food, right? What are those molecules we get?
Glucose.
Glucose. I heard someone say glucose. What else? Protein. And those break down and go to our cells so we can function. What else do we place in the I can see evidence of energy? Guys, show me, Miracle. A charged battery. Why did you place a charged battery and I can see evidence of energy? You're not sure? Okay, so charged battery. Does anyone else agree that you can see evidence of energy in a charged battery?
In a what?
Etta? Why? Why would it be in that side?
Because a battery could power things like a remote control.
Okay.
The remote controller to like work.
Thank you, Etta. So all of the objects on the side that says I can see evidence of energy are moving. And this is something called, it's a certain type of energy called kinetic energy. Yes. So some objects have stored energy. Though they might not be moving or changing, they have the ability to make things move or change. So this is potential energy. So we're going to go back to the battery example that Shamirical brought up and that Etta explained. So the battery would actually be on this side of I can't see evidence because it makes something else. You have to, like you said, you have to put it into the remote control to get the remote control energy. But if it's not plugged into, it's not into the remote control, then you don't know that the battery has energy, right? So that would be stored or potential energy. So it would be on the I can't see evidence side. So these are the objects. Food also. So Araya said food. So food is also something that has potential energy. We know that it gives us energy because we learned it, but you can't see that energy until after you eat it, and then you start to get it into your body because it goes into your cells. Yes, Shamirical. Huh? Gasoline. Okay, thank you for that question. Does anyone think they know why gasoline is under potential energy? Go ahead, Daniela.
Because cars, gasoline, they will work, and with gasoline, they have energy.
Okay, thank you, Daniela. Yes, so gasoline is something that's used to power things, like a car, as Daniela said. We don't know that gasoline has energy until we put it into our car and our car begins to drive. But just by having it in the tank, the gasoline is just sitting there, it's not doing anything. So this is stored energy, but it has the ability to make something move. For example, the car. So let's get into our vocabulary. Unique, can you read this out loud for us, please? Thank you. So this is kinetic energy. Remember, kinetic energy is moving. This word is also on your second screen of activity 2. If you need to refer back to it, you didn't get it written down. screen 2, the definition. And Nathan, can you read this next one for us?
The energy that is stored in objects or systems.
Thank you. So that is potential energy. It's stored. So we have two types of energy we just talked about today, kinetic and potential. Alright, so now we have a new key concept. Evelyn, can you read our key concept? Thank you. Yeah, it's okay, take your time. Thank you. And let's see, Brianna, can you read this key concept, please?
When something has the ability to make things move or change in the future, it has potential energy, even if it is not moving or changing now.
Thank you. Alright, so now we're going to move on to activity 3 and go over kinetic and potential energy and what does that look like. So identifying evidence of potential energy can be challenging. So why is it easier to identify something that has kinetic energy as opposed to potential energy? Alright?
Because here's the kinetic energy.
Right, thank you. So kinetic energy, things that have kinetic energy move, whereas potential does not. So it's much easier to figure that out that has energy because it's moving. So we're going to use these wind-up toys to gather evidence that objects have kinetic energy or potential energy. So before we begin the wind-up toy demonstration, let's answer some poll questions. So go to activity 3, and you're going to answer the poll questions to get us thinking about the wind-up toys. So everyone should be on this screen, and you guys are answering the poll. And I'm going to I have the poll pulled up here so I can see your responses on the front board. Just press hand in. Okay, so for the first question, I see 11 of us chose uses energy, 2 of us does not. Let's see about the second question. Did the poll? So I'll give you guys another minute to finish up the poll. It's a poll. Yeah, you have to just click one.
What is it? Commercial?
She doesn't have to screen shot. She press hand in it. Oh, she handed it in her. And make sure you press hand in so your poll answers register. Alright guys, thank you. Now let's focus back up. So thank you for answering your poll questions and sharing your ideas. So we're going to start the demonstration. We have 2 wind-up toys here. They are both just sitting on the table. Is there any evidence that either of these 2 toys on the table have kinetic energy? Megan?
No.
Why not? Okay, so right now the toys are not moving. They're just sitting on the table. So Megan said no. Do we all agree? Okay. So I'm gonna wind up one of the toys and I'm gonna let it go. That's you. This is me winding it. See?
I was talking about the video.
And now the toy is walking across our table. What evidence of kinetic energy do we see now with the toys?
It has energy, but one has potential energy.
So what is our evidence of kinetic energy in the demonstration?
The silence. I can't carry the stuff all the way.
Go ahead. So what's unique? What's the evidence of kinetic energy?
Look at the definition. Kinetic has energy that an object has because it's moving.
Thank you for the refresher on the definition, Megan. So now that we're reminded of the definition, what is the evidence that that toy had kinetic energy?
It's moving.
Araya?
When you wound it up, it was
Okay, so I wound it up and it began moving. It walked across our table. Thank you, Araya and Megan. Alright, so now both toys are sitting on the table again. It's no longer walking across the table. Is there evidence that either of these toys have potential energy?
Yes.
Why?
It's not moving.
Because it's not moving.
So, esta tiene.
It doesn't have energy.
Alright, so what if I take one of them and I wind it, but I hold it in the position like this? I'm not letting it go. Is there evidence that either of the toys have potential energy now?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's still not moving.
It's still
It
not
has
moving.
both though, because once you let it go, it starts moving back and moving.
But right now I'm holding it. I wound it up, I'm holding it.
No, it doesn't have energy.
Potential.
It still has potential energy.
So it has potential energy because it's not moving. Even though I wound it up, it's not moving yet,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So the two toys look identical, but one has potential energy. So is there anything we could do to gather evidence about the potential energy stored in the wind-up toy? Megan said let it go. So if we let this one go, that means this one has what type of energy?
Kinetic energy.
And that one on the table has what?
Potential energy.
Potential energy. Good.
You see, I'm so smart.
So it's clear that obviously one of them had potential, one has kinetic energy. We can make that conclusion now.
And according to my calculations,
Okay, so we're gonna move on to activity 4. So in activity 4, to reflect, you guys will have a chance to apply what you have learned about potential energy. You'll choose one of the objects that you think has potential energy and you need to explain your thinking. So activity 4 is an independent activity, so we are working silently. So Nathan, what are we doing on activity 4? We're gonna do what? And when you choose which one has potential energy, then what do you do next, Nathan? Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? So you guys will have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Pero recuerde, tiene que llamarlo por